Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in. Dr. Urios Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons & Dragons. And today on the Doctor Spell Prognosis, we are going to talk about the spell Tidal Wave. We're still in the third level spells. We're giving this spell a B+. Not quite as good as the spell we did yesterday, which is Thunderstep. But this is still an excellent spell. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or a comment. All right. So, Tidal Wave is a third level spell that is usable by druids, sorcerers, and wizards. No warlocks, no clerics. It takes one action. It has a range of 120 feet, has verbal, somatic, and material component, which drop of water, which is worthless, so that's good. Conjuration, and it is a dex save, which is pretty good. That's the only reason I'm giving this a B+. If it had been a con save, I would have given this a B or a B-. So you can conjure a wave of water that crashes down on an area within range, 120 feet. The wave can be up to, now I emphasize up to because you don't have to make it 30 feet long, but it can be up to 30 feet long, up to 10 feet wide, and up to 10 feet tall. So it can be that big. You can shape it the way you want. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 4d8 bludgeoning damage and is knocked prone, which is a pretty good... It's not the best condition to put on something, but it's a pretty good one. It gives, everybody advantage on melee attacks. On a successful save, it takes half as much damage, and it is not knocked prone. And then the water spreads out on the ground in all directions, extinguishing unprotected flames in its area and within 30 feet, and then it vanishes. So it's kind of an instantaneous spell. All right. Good way to do a little bit of damage. It's a third level spell. It's going to do on average about, if they fail their save, it's going to do about 18 points of damage, which is about 10 points of damage shy of a fireball. It's got about roughly the same area. It's a different shape, but it is roughly the same area. And it can knock things prone, which means that the rest of your party can come up and just gack them from there. Now, there are 3 classes that can use this spell. Druids, I don't know for the life of me why there is not a Storm Druid. There is a Storm Cleric. I'm not sure why there's not really a Storm Druid. We got Circle of Dreams, Circle of Spores, Circle of Stars, Circle of Land. There kind of is one in Land. Moon, Shepherd, and Wildfire. There is, like, the Mountain Druid gets Lightning Bolt, and that's about as far as it goes. And the Coast Druid gets Water Walk and Control Water. I don't know why Tidal Wave is not on here for Coast Druids. There's no, like, Water Druid. There's Swamp Druids and Underdark Druids, but there's nothing in here that kind of enhances a druid spell, but it is a good spell for a druid nonetheless. Nonetheless, it is a good spell for the druids. For sorcerers, there is a storm sorcerer, but this does bludgeoning damage. It doesn't do lightning or thunder damage, and this Heart of the Storm really isn't the best thing in the world. It does a little bit of damage, equal to half your sorcerer level. That's not great. There is wild magic. And you can get this Bend Luck feature at 2nd level, which you can apply a penalty to a saving throw, which is great. With the sorcerer as well, you can quicken spells, so you could quicken a Mind Sliver, and then and I believe you can get a Mind Sliver as... There is a way to get it somehow for sorcerers, but you could quicken that and then cast Tidal Wave so to give them a penalty. You could probably take a couple of levels of Warlock to do that. So there is that. For the Wizard, again, I always go to my favorite thing, which is the... not the Conjuration Wizard, because this is a Conjuration spell, but I always go to the Divination Wizard for the Portent, so you can kind of give them one of those bad rolls. Now, one thing I do want to point out about this spell is it's a dex save, and keep in mind with dex saves, there are things here that give penalties to dexterity saving throws. Not blinded, not charmed, not deafened. Exhaustion doesn't give it until level 3. Frightened doesn't do it. Grappled doesn't really do it either. Incapacitate doesn't. Paralysis does. So if the creature is paralyzed, it automatically fails dexterity saving throws. So which means it'll go prone instantly and take damage. If it's petrified, it'll automatically fail dex saves. If it is poisoned, no. If it's prone, no. But if it's restrained, and druids have a lot of different ways to restrain things, if it's restrained, then they have disadvantage on their dexterity saving throws. So that might be a good thing to do to figure out how to restrain things. If they're stunned, then they automatically fail dex saves and, of course, unconscious. So, I mean, restrained is probably that's probably the most realistic one to think about. So think about ways to get your druid, sorcerer, or wizard to restrain things. And then once they're restrained, you can throw this spell on them because this is not a concentration spell. And you can knock them down prone almost instantly because they're probably going to fail the save. All right, that's what I got for everybody today. I hope everybody enjoyed, and I will catch everybody later.